Hello everyone, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! And I'm back with another guide for Pokemon Unite, my favorite Pokemon, Pikachu. Well, not my favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon in Pokemon Unite! I was actually supposed to put that in the first time I said Pokemon Unite, but there it is. I got it in there. I thought it was neat. Now that it's in there, it feels overdone. Who cares? This is a guide to Pikachu. Pikachu is so dang good. I have a really high win rate with Pikachu. Of course, things change with games like this all the time. The meta changes, but I feel very confident that I can give you a guide and some tips that will help you destroy with this Pokemon. So come along with me, won't you? Let's take a look at Pikachu's moveset. That was not a sound effect. I made that with my mouth. Well, it's a sound effect that I made with my mouth. Take that, all the people who said I'd never make a name for myself. I'm the guy who made that sound effect with my mouth. Let's look at Pikachu's first ability, Thunder Shock. It is a sure hit. This is probably the reason Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon right now. It releases electricity, dealing damage and paralyzing the Pokemon for a short time. It's really strong. It's a really strong early pick. I actually like it more than the web as the first choice, but you get them both extremely fast. So either one you go with, I think, is totally fine. The question is, do you build Electro Ball or Thunder? I think both are very, very good. I personally prefer Electro Ball a little more. Let me tell you why. Electro Ball paralyzes the opponent for a short time, which is great. It just gives you more time to keep attacking them. It also deals more damage the lower their remaining HP is, which basically means that you're going to pick a lot of people off with this move. Its upgrade increases the damage dealt, which is great, but the biggest reason is it is a sure hit. You don't have to target anyone with it. If they are in your cone of attack and you hit this button, you throw the Voltorb at them. You can keep them at a very long range and pick people off in amazing fashion with this ability. Let's talk a little bit about Thunder as well. Thunder is a move that you need to target in an area. It's not extremely difficult to hit people with it, and it's a little better for clearing wild Pokemon. Although I will say, Electro Ball also has an area of effect, so it's pretty similar. Electro Ball has a lower cooldown as well, so I just feel like you get to use it many more times in an encounter. Thunder is stronger, for sure. So I think you can build this kit either way. I think newer players, definitely Electro Ball. Thunder takes slightly more skill. In general, though, I really love Electro Ball. That's my personal preference, is to go with Electro Ball. Again, both great choices. For Pikachu's next, oh boy, Jake. For Pikachu's next move, I don't think this is close. I really think Thunderbolt is way better. Way better. It has a lower cooldown. I like the damage it does. It stuns people. I actually don't really like Volt Tackle at all. It's weird because I would rather have Electro Web, I think, than Volt Tackle. I have some footage at the end of this video of me using Volt Tackle, and you can do pretty well in a match using this ability. It just feels like it pales in comparison. The other keeps opponents around longer, it stuns them, it gives you more time to finish them off. I think this one's a no-brainer. I would not take Volt Tackle. Pikachu's Unite move is Thunderstorm. You attack everyone in the area with tremendous bolts of lightning. It's fine. I never feel like it really turns the tide of a battle, but I've actually been using it more lately to set up encounters rather than end them, and that has been a little more helpful. In general, I don't love this Unite move, but, you know, it's fine. Go ahead and use it. I think use it early. Let's get it out of the way. Let's hurt some people. Static is his passive ability. It paralyzes opponents near Pikachu for a short time when the Pokemon receives damage, and it goes on cooldown. This ability is actually really tricky. I feel like it's the reason people try to dive me and I'm able to stay alive for so long, is that triggers at one point. It's good to not be in battle so much so that this actually does trigger when someone hits you. It's not something you can really control, but it's a nice little ability. And then, of course, we have Pikachu's basic attack. It becomes a boosted attack with every third attack and deals increased damage, and it paralyzes them for a short time. He just has so many ways to keep people near him so that you can keep hitting them with your abilities. I feel like I'm playing on easy mode sometimes with this Pokemon. He's so good. We're going to take a look at some gameplay footage here in a minute, but first let's talk about held items and battle items. As far as your battle item is concerned, take whatever you like, personal preference. I think the eject button is probably best. X attack can also be pretty good on Pikachu, but it's such a short amount of time. I think eject button is the way to go. Held items, there are a few options here. I'll show you some of my favorites.
Pokémon Unite!
Ha! Bet you didn't think I'd get that in there again. Probably because it didn't make any sense. Will I do it again? Yeah, I bet I will. Okay, here are the held items that I like. This is a build I was trying, but this isn't specifically what I think is best. First, Wise Glasses. They're simple, they give an increase to special attack, and they increase special attack by a percentage. Pikachu is destroying people with his special attack, so I feel like this is a no-brainer. You could use the other option of special attack specs if you like. I haven't used them enough to know. I like Wise Glasses a little bit more. You could use both if you really want to boost that special attack, of course. This next held item is a personal favorite of mine, the Shell Bell. The Shell Bell is so good. I asked the Shell Bell if it would be my girlfriend, but the Shell Bell said that it had way better options out there. I said, come on, you're just a Shell Bell. And it said, Jake, stop doing this bit and talk about me. This item is just so good. Anytime you hit an opposing Pokemon with a move, so your Volt Orb, your Thunder, Thunderbolt, Volt Tackle, don't use Volt Tackle. Anytime you hit someone with it, you gain HP. It also gives you special attack. It also gives you cooldown as you start to level it up. I can't recommend this enough. It works so good on so many attackers, and Pikachu, it's just, so perfect with. You can stay alive in lane forever. You win fights when people try to dive you. I love this item. I love you, Shell Bell. Return my calls. This next item is good. I've been using it for a little while, but it's not my favorite. Although I don't think it's a bad option. The Muscle Band, when you attack someone with a basic attack, the damage is increased by 1% of the opposing Pokemon's remaining HP. So, I like using Pikachu to sneak and get a lot of Pokemon KOs. I think this item helps with that. However, most of my KOs come from my Pokemon using its abilities. So while I like this item, I don't think it's the absolute best choice. Here are a couple choices I like more. I've just started playing around with the energy amplifier, and it's pretty cool. After you use your Unite move, your damage is increased. And like I said, I've been toying with using Pikachu's Unite move to start bigger encounters more often than when a big encounter just happens. So I really like this. I've used it to gank a couple of Pokemon who are at sort of medium health. I think it's a totally viable option, and maybe with more play, it would be one of my favorite choices. One of my favorite options is Buddy Barrier. I think Buddy Barrier is so good, and especially when you're the kind of Pokemon who usually rolls with some sort of defender or support, or you're assisting in team fights. I just love the fact that when I use my Unite move, I stay alive longer so that I can continue fighting after it's done, and one of my allies gets a shield. This turns around team fights in a big way. It's not the end-all be-all, and I could see you just stacking 3 attack items. You could do both sets of glasses and a Shell Bell or something like that on Pikachu. But either Energy Amplifier or Buddy Barrier, I think, are pretty legit choices, especially once you start really working your Unite move into your plans in combat. Let's take a look at some of this in action. This is an Electro Ball Thunderbolt build. I think I was laning here with Cramorant, and he might have gotten knocked out, so I'm fighting both of these Pokemon at once. You can stun them with that Thunderbolt ability, and that just gives you time to land those Electro Balls. As you can see, I'm just throwing them from the edge of my attack range, and you can see I'm able to pick these Pokemon off because of it. Not only do I happen to have both buffs because I picked someone off a little earlier that had those. Boy, I'm using picked someone off a lot. Not sure what that's about, but fine. And with both buffs, obviously I slow Pokemon with my basic attacks. But that's how I like to fight with Pikachu. I like to throw my Thunderbolt and Electro Ball on the edge of my range of attack, so it's not easy for them to get into me, but if I decide to, I can always start moving a little closer to them. It's surprising how much range Pikachu has, and it's so easy to hit with moves like Electro Ball. Here's a good example of why I love that move. The area of effect allowed me to steal that Rotom, and I was able to get that kill. It's just not knockout, sorry, it's just so surprising, I think, sometimes how much damage Pikachu can do. Something interesting to point out, when that Rotom went into that goal, it actually didn't help me score any faster because I was in the middle of a score animation. So just something interesting to see. Look at how much I'm able to live with this Pokemon. It's crazy. And I got that KO. Another example of why I'm a big Electro Ball fan. Even if they're turning to move away, the power still hits. You just keep them on the outside and you chip away at them with this ability. And I swear people don't expect it because by the time they go to attack you, you're out of range again. You back up. It's so good. Here's a round with that build that I do not prefer, Volt Tackle and Electro Ball. I know I could use Thunder as well, but the real culprit here is Volt Tackle. It's not absolutely awful. I happen to be 3 levels higher than that Ninetales because we've just been kind of dominating this lane. But in general, I can't find as many useful times to use it compared to Thunderbolt. I just feel like, I guess it's more of a sure hit, which is nice. But besides that, I have no reason to choose it, so I would not use Volt Tackle in your Pikachu build. Let's take a look at Thunder and Thunderbolt together. Ooh, actually really quick, here's an example of me using that Unite move to set up a big win for the team. I think I get 4 of them in this. Yeah, I'm chasing them down. Yeah, so that was just a little example of me using it to start an aggressive gank. Here are some little strategies using Thunder. Obviously, I still like putting everything just on the edge of my attack radius as best I can. And of course, you know, we do a good job, me and this Gibble, of cleaning these two up. You hit both of them with Thunder, which is really nice. Got a Pikachu going to score here, so I'll hit him with an Electro Web and then that Thunder. Just a ton of damage. I don't know why he would be standing in it, but he is. And then I'm running with him to make sure that he dies. I'm heading the direction he plans on going. And yeah, I think, oh yeah, we take this one down too, right? I like moving with the Pokemon and using my basic attack, my Thunders or Voltorbs and Thunderbolts as their health gets lower and lower. Here's me now that I have Thunderbolt. I can put my Thunder down and then my Thunderbolt down so they're paralyzed inside the Thunder. I mean, it's a great combo. Still not my favorite, but you can see how brutal it is. And now I'm just punishing them with my auto attack. It's just hitting them over and over and over again, just chipping away at them. And you get these nice big pieces of damage with Thunder and Thunderbolt. The only thing I really don't like about Thunder is the cooldown. It's just a little too long for me, but boy, we use it to our advantage in this game. This moment is a nice time to use our Unite move and save our buddy Garchomp here. Unfortunately, we don't get the kill on this Pikachu, knockout on this Pikachu with Thunder or Thunderbolt. We just miss him. That's one of those times where I wish I had my Voltorb. So there you go. The 3 play styles that I think are viable for Pikachu, but honestly, I think only 2 are viable. I think Tackle, you just gotta not use that for the time being. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone will prove me wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see that being a super viable way to play. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I'll continue updating things like this as long as people are interested, and of course when the game changes. Thank you all for watching and listening. I guess I do have a question for you before you go. If you didn't pick Pikachu as a starter, who did you pick? Boy, I'm so glad I picked this little rat. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.
Pokémon Unite!
I mean, you knew I had to. Bye. Mwah.